So on the screen there, it talks about how we reverted to our individual biases and cultural norms. And I in my mind, we imagined it as we stepped out of the trench wars, out of our trenches to try and do something in no man's land, to do something that hasn't been done in a creative, collaborative way. And as soon as things got hot, we all ran back to our trenches. We blackfellas, we knew this was going to happen. We knew when we come into this space, whitefellas can't help but themselves but get into their, subconscious, colonial spot, and we'd run back to our trenches, and then we'd throw bombs from our trenches, and then the good white guys would run back to their trenches and say, "Oh, hopeless, woe is me. We tried to help the natives, and we got nothing." Sorry,
It's okay.
The
lights are on us.
And the poor fellas, and we made. It was the dance we got into that we've been there before. The same old, same old. In this context, we're just trying to do something different. But in the dialogue, we found ourselves repeating old patterns, and this is entrenched learned through our experience, but it's also colonial stuff that we'd learned through our generations passed down. We want to engage, we want to do something different, but we're finding ourselves running back to the same old patterns, and we try to somehow short-circuit it, try to imagine something different, but finding ourselves running back to safe place, the well-worn tracks.
I mean, my memory of that is as excruciating as you've just painted, but I think how
We're both part Scottish, so she's more Scottish than me.
How I remember that is that we went in with this is how we work, but with a willingness to work with what came up. And it didn't take much pushback for us to then retreat into our kind of white corner to go, right, what are we going to do? And I can remember the conversation we had, which was, okay, we can't work like we always work here. We've got to rip up the rule book if we had one, and we need to come at this really differently. And I think in the process of that, we stepped out of our authority, which of course we didn't, because we always had it, but we actually didn't hold the group to the process. We didn't hold them to account for their learning or for our learning. And at the end of the day, we didn't make any progress. They didn't learn anything. We weren't learning anything. We got stuck in this dynamic until we broke through. And I can remember the moment probably a few years down the track. I mean, this stuff took time where we said, if we're going to work together, this is our expectation. This is what we're going to do. We're going to call you on this. And you're going to call us when we get it wrong, but we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay in this with you. And the group went, right, now we can start working with you. Because we held our role.